Today I would like to tell you about probably the most scandalous fight in Oleksandr Usyk's career. The fight, after which it became clear to everyone that showing off against a Ukrainian is a disastrous thing, and the boxer will definitely make you answer for impudent words and deeds. To your attention, I ask you to love and favor the epic confrontation between Oleksandr Usyk and Marco Huck. The history of this confrontation began in the summer of 2017, after the start of a unique WBSS cruiserweight tournament was announced, in which the winner became the absolute champion of the division and took the Muhammad Ali Cup, and a hefty prize pool of $10 million. And, of course, all boxers rushed for such an opportunity. Among them were our today's heroes, Oleksandr Usyk and Marco Huck. Due to the fact that the Ukrainian was the main favorite of this tournament, he was given the right to choose the first opponent. And the choice of our champion fell on the German Marco Huck, who was once considered almost invincible and ruled this weight for many years. Also behind Huck was the notoriety of a dirty boxer who is not averse to dubious antics. In the ring, he was not shy about dirty tricks of all kinds, pushes and blows below the belt, blows to the back of the head and so on. Outside of it, hard trash talks and insults to opponents were an integral part of this boxer. And, of course, Oleksandr Usyk was no exception for him. The most brutal thing happened during the final press conference, when during the duel of views there was a skirmish between the fighters. The initiator, of course, was Marco, who pushed the Ukrainian, and after a hard insult. Oleksandr Usyk showed amazing restraint, but then his opponent clearly crossed the line. After such an incident, everyone expected that at the weigh-in, Marco Huck would again try to somehow provoke an opponent. Many even said that a fight might happen, but everything went relatively peacefully. September 9th in Berlin, these two finally met in the ring. The fight promised to be very strong in terms of intensity of passions, and many were not mistaken in this. Starting from the first and second rounds, Huck immediately began to actively act and use dirty tricks. What Alexander, by the way, was ready for. And at the end of the second round, Alexander was able to shock the opponent with a combination, and he escaped thanks to the gong. The activity that Usyk started at the end of the second round continued in the third. Alexander dominated throughout the entire 3 minutes, and in one of the episodes he carried out a spectacular series in Huck's head. Huck even seemed to swim a little, but stood on his feet and endured until the end of the round. In the fourth segment, the dominance of the Ukrainian not only did not stop, but even developed. At one point, a powerful trio flew into Huck's head. He almost staggered, but he held his ground again.
Success, downstairs and upstairs, from Oleksandr Usyk.
In the end, Marco came to his senses, and at the end of the round he even counterattacked, showing everyone that he did not give up so easily.
Continuing to work over his man as he gets through the left uppercut. Pop on it, does that punch. It was blocked easily. That's a wonderful left hand to the body from Usyk. Back comes Hook with a right hand of his own downstairs.
No sooner had the 5th round started than Hook was pinned to the ropes again.
Oleksandr Usyk exploited it, and he started the 5th round quickly, immediately onto the front foot.
Usyk had full control of the initiative, but was in no hurry to take risks. The jab, which in terms of effectiveness is not inferior to the blow of Vladimir Klitschko, was enough for Oleksandr to keep Hook from getting close.
And the showboating in evidence from Oleksandr Usyk, saying, yeah, is that your Sunday punch? Well, that didn't hurt. He dipped his knees in exaggerated fashion, and he gave his blessing to this tournament before he passed away.
By the end of the round, Usyk felt so confident that he even began to tease his opponent. The 6th round was similar to the 5th. Again, the Ukrainian played to the audience. He lowered his hands, invited the opponent to attack, but he did not inflict too many blows, but few accurate ones at all.
Which round we go, and it's a tardy exit from the boxing ring by Conor Mittermeier and Marco Hook's corner team. Thankfully, no harm done.
At the end of the round, Hook was already so desperate that he decided to beat his opponent after the gong. Usyk was only amused and did no damage.
He walks Hook back towards the ropes, and there's an exchange.
In the 7th 3 minutes, it became noticeable that the German was very tired, and at the end of the round, exhausted by Oleksandr's jabs, he almost did not move but only lazily threw out his hand in search of the opponent's head. This led to the fact that Usyk began to openly catch the pleasure of what was happening.
Again, walking down his man, Hook tries a speculative right cross. That's a low blow from Usyk, but Hook doesn't inside the distance. As Usyk gets onto the front foot, Hook bobbing and weaving, but he can't evade these blows. He's back to the space and centering now, and turns the 2 walks his man down once more, looking for openings with feather-like shots, pecking and poking with that right drag. Hard right cross fired out by Hook. Here's the same shot once again, but now here comes Oleksandr Usyk, unloading heavy leather. Hook covering up, trying to fire back with the right hand, but he's under significant pressure.
In the 8th round, Hook's already poor position was exacerbated by a point deduction. The referee punished the German for another blow to the back of the opponent's head.
And success, and then a snaking underhand left. Hook in real trouble, and the momentum as such from Usyk. Attack, and a point has been deducted. Significant incident here in this round, because the momentum.
Irritated, Marco tried to somehow get revenge, but in response only received a combination of 5 blows to the face, which slightly shamed his ardor.
Up there now, mouth wide open. That's a counter right hook though from the cagey veteran Captain Hook. Counter right hand again, but in the meantime, sustained. Few of punches coming from Oleksandr Usyk. Left shoulders, and now bobbing and weaving in front of his man once again. Left cross success, and these punches seem to support he's receiving here. But the match smelling hella, be it gloves or forearm or body or head. Hook is being driven backwards. Now is he trying to launch a sneaky counter right hand like that while in a seemingly vulnerable position? But it appears to me, as he's put under pressure from some accurate punch hitting from Oleksandr Usyk, bobbing and weaving in his a 46 professional contest. Marco Hook again taking up what is becoming an increasingly familiar posture in the neutral corner, but this.
Well, the end came in the 10th round, which began very passively, but in the end became decisive. At the beginning of the round, the opponents almost did not exchange blows, and then Usyk began to add.
Scores with a right hand upstairs, then working the body. Hook, bobbing and weaving once again, near Usyk's corner. Furious assault being launched by Oleksandr Usyk. Is he looking to finish it here? Hook trying to hold on, but instead he's only covering up.
In the 2nd minute of the round, he began to beat the opponent with hooks through the defense and left the referee no choice but to stop the fight and fix a technical knockout, since Hook took all the blows on himself and was unable to answer with something.
Out of the corner, uppercut sweeping through the middle. Robert Bird poised, taking the
Thus, at that time, Oleksandr took his first step towards becoming the absolute champion in the first heavyweight, which he would later become, but that's a completely different story. In the same fight, it became clear to everyone what happens when you anger Oleksandr Usyk and that it does not lead to good.